Okay, it's on.
It's on?
It's on.
Okay, it's live on Terry's page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
On my page is Simply Inspiring page.
It should be Simply Inspiring page. Well, that's still with Terry.
Yeah, when you said Terry's page, I'm thinking that's on my personal page. Yeah,
Simply Inspiring.
Yeah,
Terry.
okay. I will get it from there as well. All right, so see, they cutting up already. They hear y'all out there on Facebook. They hear y'all cutting up.
That's Rose. She's always cutting up. We have to keep with this one on her toes.
All right, we're getting ready to go ahead and get started, y'all. Yeah, we can ready to get started on Facebook.
Yay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Simply Inspiring Show, where we just try to simply inspire you with these awesome music ministers and the word from God. Well, today's word is going to be just me coming from the heart, just looking at the world like it is. We've seen everything that's happened this past week with Robert Kraft, the Patriots owner. Then what's his name?
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, charges brought against
and
him.
then Jesse Smollett.
And then Jesse Smollett. So is it Jesse or Jesse? Jesse. All right. So y'all see what's going on out there in the world. So if you think the Bible is a lie, all I can tell you, I can point you to some scriptures. Just go ahead and inbox me. I can point you to some scriptures. This thing is probably going to wind up within the next 15, 20 years the way it looks. The Bible is real. Just a lot of things that the Bible have prophesied and it's starting to come to fruition. And so all I can do is just give advice. Tell you to get in your word so the Holy Spirit can come alive in you as you read the word. If not, you'll be being used by the devil, and you don't even know that you're being used by the devil because you're not in the word. You don't have your helmet of salvation on. You don't have your armor on, so there's no protection from him. And I'm talking from experience because he hit me, and I said, "Oh, I forgot my chest plate on."
That's right. That's right.
So I'm telling you, you got to put your full armor on when you're dealing with this cat. He's not playing because he knows the time is getting close. And if you study prophecy at all, and you know what the word means, I believe it was the prophet Hosea that said in day 2, God was going to bring Israel back as a nation, and that happened in 1948. And it says on day 3, I'll be with you. And day 3 is almost here, y'all. It's almost here. And I'm going to be explaining those things in future episodes of the Simply Inspiring Show. So that's it for the word for today. And we're going to go ahead and get the show started. Ro, what's going on?
So, and before we start, we don't own any rights to this music.
All right, that's right.
Yeah, we don't.
We got permission to play it.
We got permission to play it.
We don't own
it. We don't own it.
And the opinions that are publicized on the Simply Inspiring Show are those of our own. They are not the opinions of the public or anyone else that are just our opinions.
All right. We got to get those disclaimers out the way.
Yeah.
We got some special studio guests today. You think they'll let me put my name on some of their music? So I can just say that, I do own rights to this?
No.
You don't think that ain't going to happen?
No.
All right. Okay. I was trying. So we got a special calling guest that we're hoping that she calls in.
In the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, so, we got a late start today, but hopefully they didn't throw her schedule off. If not, then, we're going to go ahead and proceed with the show with our other special guests who are in studio. They are here. Who are they?
It's Deja and Thomas too.
They're here.
Yes.
I just want to talk a little bit about them real quick. I've never seen two people all over the place like them. I don't know how they do it.
I don't really.
Yes.
But we're gonna get into all that to see what keeps them going.
Energized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the energized button. But we'll be right back. And right now, music. Ernest Pugh, who will be with us.
Yes, on March. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, soon.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Ernest Pugh right here.
On the Simply Inspiring Show.
There's so much stuff going on, you can't even keep up with it.
Yeah. So hopefully she'll call me while that's playing.
Oh.
So again, they can't see me, can they?
No, her screen can't.
No. But you know what? I need to do this though.
Yeah, let's see what.
You can say it. You can see what's being said on here when we're right here.
Let's see.
There you go.
It's a Simply Inspiring show.
The Simply Inspiring Show. The Simply S-I-M-P-L-Y. The Simply Inspiring Show.
Is this it right here?
Let me see.
That's the podcast.
That's the podcast. The
Look
one
for
that
Facebook
the
page.
exclusive interview with
The
this
Facebook
woman.
page is Simply Inspiring with Terry McGee.
Damien, let me get a shout out, bro. Dwayne McGee. How are you doing, Dwayne? There's your shout out. Dwayne McGee, what's up with you?
Dwayne McGee.
Hey, how you doing? Huh?
Hey, cuz, did you send your music in? Cause you supposed to put hip hop in the person that you look at in the camera.
So-
That's who you sending your music to.
Did you hear him?
And you said Terry McGee?
Yes, Simply Inspiring.
Okay.
Terry McGee.
Y'all see my big hand in the screen?
Yeah, you want to sing it?
No, I was singing. I was saying, hey. Okay. I'll share it on my page. Okay, so there.
So you guys' calendar pretty booked out for the rest of the year already? It's just the beginning of the year, but you guys have so much going on that.
Aw, thank you. Aw.
We're so glad y'all could squeeze us in again.
I know.
So appreciate that.
I know. You know, if it wasn't for my little brother here, you know what I'm saying? He hit me in the box. He's like, bro, it's about the time, you know?
I know. That's right.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, we gotta make this happen.
Thanks for going to. I think we're gonna bring them on early because I think our guest wants to forget to call in.
Yeah.
Let's see why we still.
You know, we
You
gotta
still,
stick.
you still up on the Facebook page?
Yeah. You know, we gotta stick with this clock. It's crucial, you know, when I worked in radio, I had to stick with that clock when I was producing the show. Because, what's his name would come back in, Doug Names be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hit. It's important you have to stick with the clock. Can't go over. Y'all still stay way, where y'all
Nashville?
Passport, where?
No, it's not Passport.
You had on his shirt. Was it his shirt? And he was hot. He was hot as fish grease. I was hollering. You guys, thanks for tuning in with us on Facebook Live. We're in the studio today with Deja and A2. Got some up and coming stuff that they are doing. They are busy. If you guys have not seen them out there,
You got me right now.
look for them.
And
Y'all got the
we're
energy
gonna
now.
play one more song, right?
They're
So I
gonna
gotta switch with them.
No, put one chair here. We're gonna squeeze in. Put one chair. Bring the chairs around here. You know, one in between there, and then one sit over here. I mean, I took a shower today, so I don't smell. So y'all caught me on a good day. Yeah, come on over here.
What music you got for me?
We gotta get it. That music sounds good. Who's that?
That's Asian. No! Who's that? Who's him? I'm still here.
That was smart, y'all just slip that in there.
What's up, everybody? Glad you joined us. Mary Box is she was year under me in high school, so her and my sister were good friends, and so what's up, Mary Box?
Thanks for tuning in, Mary.
All right. Dwayne McGee, again, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but send your music in, man. The Simply Inspiring Show at gmail.com. Put hip hop in the subject line so the hip hop person can get your music and so we can get it in. All right, what else we got? Seems like I see another one right now.
Oh, you see it on yours.
Everything that's going on, I swear that he helped me through. Yeah, gotta thank him, I'ma say it again.
So now next week, y'all tell somebody to come in with y'all. We got Ernest Pugh coming next week, so y'all make sure you out there. Ernest Pugh's coming on to the Simply Inspiring Show. If you don't know him, you're gonna get real familiar with him. Awesome artist.
Make sure that I think you posted out yesterday, right? Y'all go check out the podcast of the exclusive interview with Fizzle. That was an exclusive, very exclusive interview.
Yeah.
That was an exclusive interview, and he let us know what happened to him, how he got shot and everything.
Wait till we come back on the radio so they can get to it. Yeah, we just bouncing between radio, Facebook. We got podcasts going on. Actually, we got, I think, 3 different podcasts. 4 now with Power 77.
Yeah, thank you to Power 77
Yes,
Radio.
Power 77.
Power 77 Radio.
Yes, our radio out in New York.
New York, Trinidad.
Yeah, Trinidad, got us playing, and in Atlanta, WPGN Network got us playing. Soon coming to Connecticut, probably by the time this one goes out.
Yes.
And there's 3 or 4 others that's gonna be coming on real soon. Milwaukee, I know for sure is gonna be coming on real soon. So God is up to something. We just along for the ride, and we just gonna continue to lift His name and do what He tells us to do. And this platform is a community platform, so
Yes.
it's everybody. So we can ready to come back on, y'all. So.
Hey, I'm still here.
All right.
I'm still here.
All right. Who was that? That was awesome.
Who is
song.
that? Who is that? Who is that?
Yeah, that is that's a awesome group, and actually it's our in studio guest.
Yes.
Yeah, so go ahead and introduce them. Miss Louise Dade, introduce our guest for the day.
They still
All
here.
right, everybody. Today we are in the studio with the amazing Deja and 8x2.
I gotta say something real quick. When we was doing microphone check, Louise Dade had the lowest sound check, and she was in the mic. Now she's like about 2 feet away, and she coming up. Okay, I ain't gonna mess with her.
I'm hyped about these phenomenal artists we got here with us today.
All right. So who's sitting next to you?
I've got Deja next to me.
Hello.
And who's next to you, Miss Rowe?
I got my little bro right here.
Hey.
8x2.
All right.
Yeah.
And we're so glad that y'all came back with us again. We had them on a couple of months ago, and it was a great show. We got a lot of good responses to that show.
Yes.
So we're gonna do it again.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm not the interviewer, so I'm finna bow down right
He
now,
always say he
I'm
in
a
the
back-
interview,
I'm a
but
back
then he got
out.
questions.
and I'm gonna just butt in when something comes to my mind. But y'all wanna go ahead and get this thing going?
Go ahead, Miss Rowe. We're gonna let you lead this thing today.
You gonna let me lead it?
We're gonna let you lead.
What? No.
Yeah, it's not really even an
Okay.
interview because
It's
they
not,
family.
that's what I'm saying. It's not an interview.
Yeah,
because
they're family.
We done had them in Shreveport. We done had them on the show. It's just it's really mainly like what's going on right now. Like, cause we see you like everywhere. Like y'all get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. What is it? Y'all are
Yeah.
y'all are going.
Yes,
What's
they
going
are
on?
busy.
Y'all are very
Dang.
busy.
Yeah, so
What's going on? Y'all gotta tell me what's going on. Like you in college now.
Yes.
So how's that handling college life and maintaining the career you got? And I'm gonna call it career now, what you got going on, and then maintaining that, being that woman of God that you're called to be. How's that?
It's definitely been a challenge for me, I can honestly say, but I've been talking to God a lot recently, and He's been helping me
it's not easy at all. But I'm trying to stay focused on, you know, things that are important to me,
Mhm.
and, you know, the goals that I have, and that's what keeps me strong, you know, no matter what comes at me.
Mhm.
You know, I just gotta know that God has me at the end of the day, and you just gotta keep pushing forward.
Amen.
What about you, bro? Like, same question. Like, another year older, you know what I'm saying? You got the new haircut, new vibe.
New year, new me.
New year, yeah. So how's that the challenge? You know, now because you're becoming a young man, like you know, teenager and everything. Like so.
It's really nothing but God, man.
Yeah.
I got my dad. He always right there.
Yeah.
It's really nothing but God, and I got my dad lead me, guide me through the steps of the way. So I'm really just using him as my role model, and God over there watching over me. And I just talk to God, talk to my family. They always keeping me pushing and keeping me focused on the right things.
Mhm.
So
That's awesome. That's awesome. But before we go too far, tell us a little bit about that song we just heard.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here. Because, you know, the devil try to get you and throw things at you, throw bad things,
Mhm.
all that
Yeah.
temptation.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And you still here. You want to quit.
Yeah.
You probably want to kill yourself and all that, but you still here. God always got your back no matter what.
All right.
That's a great motivation.
Good.
What that song mean to you,
Still
Deja?
here, like, that's a very personal song for me because, you know, as a teenager, especially being a black woman, we go through a lot of stuff. So that's just my testimony saying, like, no matter what I can go through, no matter what happens to me, I'm still here at the end of the day.
Amen.
Nobody
Come
can
up
take
a little
it
bit.
from me.
Come up to the.
Yeah.
There you
So yeah,
There you-
nobody can take that from me. I'm still here, you know?
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's up next? What y'all got going next? I already seen that y'all had a concert coming up here, and
What's up next?
I already saw that one, so I know it's plenty more. Y'all do like everything.
Yes, between performances, we actually have a couple performances tomorrow. So
Mhm,
you
yeah.
stay on our social media, Deja 10X, to, you know, follow that. I just released a single called Push My Pen. So y'all should go look that up. That's another very personal song for me.
It's a
So,
nice song.
Oh, you heard it.
I heard that song. Yes, yes.
Well, thank
Very
you for
nice.
that.
I was
Thank
gonna
you
ask
for
you
that.
about that.
So yeah, that was a hard one for me to write, and you know, but I'm glad I got that out there because the feedback I got from it is very inspiring. You know that people are going through what I'm going through. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I don't like people thinking of me as like a rapper or somebody, you know, famous. Like,
Right.
I'm a regular person just like y'all, and I go through the same stuff.
Right.
So with that, you know. So just push my pen, and, you know, just performances, and then you have school, you know, the dance team.
Yes.
Yes, I see.
Yes.
And you're a supporter.
Yeah.
You're always there.
Always.
Yeah, because I saw the little, I was like, go, Deja. Yeah, she was getting it. I was like,
March 2nd, we have a very big game, so you know, y'all tune into UNT. You know, March 2nd. You know, March 2nd. March 2nd.
March 2nd.
And on that note, we also just released our gospel CD, The Most High, on,
Yes,
all,
that's most high.
on all music platforms. Y'all go check that out.
Right.
Oh, okay.
You weren't doing it. You weren't doing it.
And what you guys are doing is really, really unique because you're doing it for God, and I'm just looking at your social media. You guys got a ton of followers.
Yes.
You know, and that's amazing when you're doing it for God and you still got that many followers. And young folks, you know, so that's a blessing. You guys are blessing a generation, you know, and that's what we need today because we're losing this millennial
And that,
generations, and they need leaders.
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say because it's like, you know, when I said like the challenges that you go through because y'all are examples for the younger youth. And you know, you see on your social media pages, it's like y'all got a lot of youth that'll look up to you, and that's the reason what was behind my question is like, how do you remain that focus now that you're getting older? Because you know everything changed when you're here and you go, okay, well now I'm in college, and now but I got to remain that because the youth are looking up to me, and so is that's still a challenge now to keep doing that?
I mean, of course now it is because you're not. I don't want to say I'm in the spotlight, but you definitely have to watch the way you move.
So
So
yeah.
you don't want to you don't want to damage your reputation as that, and I don't want to damage anybody else's reputation because
Right.
I'm a reflection of them.
Right.
So you really just have to stay focused, especially now that I'm on my own.
Oh,
Like
yes. She said,
How is that?
It's definitely different.
Yes,
That is
it's
the word for it. It's different. You know, I've been used to being at home all the time, and then you know you go out, and then you start experiencing new things. You start, you know, noticing a lot of stuff. People start changing. So it's like, but I thank God for it because I've learned a lot. You know, and that's helping me grow as a person. So, you know, I can't complain. You know,
Can't
the
complain.
process. Trust the process.
And that's key right there when you say trust the process.
Trust the process.
Because sometimes, trust the process, like the same thing as saying trust God. Sometimes
Yeah.
you don't see it. You know, like when you're going around the winding staircase, you might not see the top stairs, but you trusting that it's there when you get to that point. So, so that's why y'all got to keep climbing. We're gonna go ahead and get another song in. Let's see what we got up here next. All I Need Is You.
Yes.
So let's go listen to that. So we'll be right back, right here.
On the Simply Inspiring Show.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, this is your girl Ruth Andre, and you're listening to Simply Inspiring Radio Show with Terry McGee.
Hi, it's Maurice Griffin. You're listening to the new Simply Inspiring Show with Terry McGee.
Did you go to your drop? Did they do their drop for us?
Not yet, but today's a good day to get it. And y'all two still gotta do one. I had one for you that I got accidentally, but I lost it.
For me?
Yeah.
Really?
You did a good one accidentally. No, neither one of y'all did one officially, but when she brought us back on one time, it was perfect. I said, oh, that's perfect. And I forgot what show it was, and I forgot to get it. So we'll do those today. I don't know if y'all can hear that out there in Facebook land, but this is nice. I like this. Yeah. But as always, go out and support them. You can find them on all your media outlets.
What could I do without you? My life without the boy. You the realest of the real best of everything.
Uh-oh, I feel a dance coming on.
I know.
I feel a dance coming on.
Every day, I'm thankful you bless me each and every way. With you, it's an automatic victory. I'm never lost, and you solve every mystery. I got the ride, I'm really the man. Cleanse my body, get rid of the sin. You my father, man, I'll never forget. I give my life to you, forever commit.
These are my favorite songs too.
I like this.
All your songs are nice. I heard that one the other day. I was like, oh, that's so nice.
What do y'all record it? Y'all do this now?
No, that's
That's why I said they be writing. I be like, how? Okay, they here, they there, they got this.
So who do the producing the music? Don't let me cook. I knew you be able to produce the music.
But we just connected with Mr. Lee.
Yeah.
Rap a lot.
Yeah.
So we work with him now.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Things coming, you know.
Yeah, it's right there.
And this is when it gets the hardest.
Yeah.
When it's right there.
Yes.
When it's right there.
Yes, because he is.
I know.
It's going crazy.
We can attest. Oh, we can. Yes.
It's right there.
You just don't know. It's
I
like.
know. You just like, Lord, I know you got a plan and I know you got this thing, but
He coming however he possibly.
every which way. Every which way.
That don't end me. Once you get right there,
Yep.
then you gotta play with him. You gotta keep your armor on and be ready.
Hey, when you said that this morning, I was like, I hope they listening.
Man, I'm finding out, man, firsthand. This is just. He is relentless when he knows,
I know.
When he can't get to you, then he go to others right around.
Have you questioning everything?
Well, that was a message for us. You understand me?
Man, we can see the mountaintop.
Yes,
So
sir.
now he's made.
Yes, sir.
We done made it this far.
You spoke to us today.
We can see the mountaintop now. Boy, he's trying to throw everything, pulling, grabbing by your legs, and he's throwing them rocks and hammers and everything.
You know what? And that happened to me this week at my job. And I was like, cause sometimes.
Say that stuff. We're gonna talk about it on here. Say that. We can ready to come back on. Don't worry about the pause. I'm gonna fix that in editing.
All I need is you. All I need is you. Hey. All I need is you. All I need is you. Like,
I'm gonna just let it go on.
And we're back.
On the Simply Inspiring Show.
Man, that was nice, man. We just been hitting them out the park today.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. That is awesome. Of course, we saving the one that y'all did in Vegas for last.
Right.
Yeah, because that's the one everybody needed to hear. Because we were talking in the break, about how the devil is really, really just busy these days. Whenever God is giving you something, and when you get close to getting it in your hand, the devil don't want it in your hand. He'll do any and everything to keep you from achieving it. And if you're not, this is why I push reading the Bible, because you're gonna have to stay steady up in the Word and keep your pure thoughts in your head. Because once you get negative thoughts in your head, then well, maybe it's not for me, and it's not gonna happen. See that's what the devil wants.
Yeah, he creates that doubt.
Yeah.
He creates it.
And when he does that, what do you got to do? You got to push him back.
Push him back.
You got to
push him back.
So matter of fact, before y'all even got here, when I came here and I set up this morning, I prayed over this room. Yes. I just prayed over this room. I put my hands on this desk and I prayed over this room because I already knew that even just in my life, what the devil is trying to do. And I said, you know what? We're gonna pray. So I prayed before I even said anything about. I said, let me stop right now. Because we're gonna stop him and we're gonna push him back right here today, because you guys got some awesome things that you're doing, and trust me, he's watching.
Yes.
He's watching. Y'all reaching a generation
that
he think that he got. He think he has this generation, and y'all reaching them, and man. So it's gonna be tough. But guess who's bigger than the devil? That's right. That's right. So y'all got our support. We're gonna continue to support. And, and keep y'all in prayer.
When you read the Bible, at the end it says he wins.
Isn't that something?
So I mean,
Isn't that something?
we got victory every single day. But the best thing about this, let me tell y'all, the devil always come, steal, kill, destroy. But then at the same point of time, as a child of God, you got to know when you're being tested too. At the same time.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So sometimes we can't give the devil so much credit, because at the same time, God is testing his children. So you got to know when you're being tested, and you got to know when you're being tried. And when I was telling you that, because it was so profound this week when I was at work, my coworker, some people know how to trigger you.
Oh yeah.
And when you know your flaw, your flaw, and I was like, okay, and I said, but I prayed to God and saying, this is something that I want you to take away from me. And so you have to understand, if you pray for it, then God's going to test you in that area, and he will use that person and say, okay, well, what would you do in this situation?
Right.
That's when you have to become, he said, have a sound mind.
That's right.
And so when I looked at that, I was like, when I left work that day, I said, you know what? Oh, I passed this test. I was like, I passed this test. I passed that test. I passed this test. I passed that test. But you know what? You know what? It's amazing how God is because you have to understand. You have to understand that God is who he say he is.
Yeah.
And we all have destiny. We all have greatness in him. He's going to give us what he wants us to have and what you need. And he knows your promise. Sometimes people be like, God, you promised. You don't have to remind him about your promise. You don't have to remind him. But the Bible say is that if you shall ask, you shall receive. Some people don't understand that.
Yeah.
That they don't speak it, and they don't sit there and say, well, God, you said in your word
You said in your word.
I do it all the time.
You know, and it's amazing what God can do. What God can do. I mean, he steers you, but the devil is just like I said. He tries.
And here's the thing. This is how you know the difference between the two. Because if you don't know the difference between
the two,
the God and the devil, God will test, like you just said.
He would test.
The devil will tempt.
The devil tempt. There you go.
And when it's a temptation, trust me, that's the devil. Because God does not tempt. He says in His word. That is not of Him.
Yes.
Yeah. Now he'll test us, because He's trying to give you something.
He is.
He's trying to give us something,
right here.
And if He's testing, He already knows, but He's letting us know. But you remember when Jesus said, when the guy said, I'm trying to think.
When he prayed in the wilderness.
No, when the guy.
I was like, look, he came
the guy wanted to follow Jesus. Said, "Well, can I come with you?" And Jesus said, "Well, the Son of Man, the birds have a place to sleep, but the Son of Man have nowhere to lay his head." So what he was telling this guy is, if you're gonna follow me, it's gonna be tough because I ain't got nowhere to lay my head. We don't know. I don't know where we're gonna end up at the end of the day. But chances are we're not gonna be in no nice cushy bed. So that's what that means. If you want to follow me, I'm letting you know I'm God incarnated right here on earth, and look how they treating me. And look what's happening to me. So we just gonna keep pushing and pushing the devil back, and we're gonna have us a good time. And we just because God, He's taking care of these two. My goodness, they're growing. I'll be trying to get followers. I'll be doing it on purpose, trying to go out there and try to get followers. I get like 5 or 6 people click like on my Instagram. When I go to their Instagram, like 1,400.
I'll be like.
Right.
Yeah, and it makes me proud because I know y'all personally. And I feel proud, that y'all doing that. So just keep doing it. Understanding that the test's gonna come, the temptation's gonna come. But you got a great support system in your dad.
Yes.
So that is really, really key when you got a support system.
Yep.
When you're doing it without a support system, that's really, really hard. But with a support system, because your dad, is from a different generation.
Yeah.
He's seen some things. And so he can really help guide over some of these rocky places that y'all want to hit, and make sure people not trying to take advantage of y'all because you're growing and you're hot, So
right.
They're gonna come. So it's good to have somebody that's gonna come look out for you. Especially
on the career path y'all are going. One thing I will give a word of advice being in the entertainment industry and where y'all going. I would if I was to listen to my parents and not been so rebellious back when I was younger, you see what I'm saying? Is that I would have listened to my mom. You see what I'm saying? Because now my spiritual life is more ahead, and to maintain my entertainment. Because one thing is you can't go into the entertainment industry naive. You can't go in it to and being like, oh yeah, I'm about to. You have to know the business side. And so you have a person that's behind you, they'll know the business side and let y'all be the forefront. You see what I'm saying? So in the relationship, trust me, everything that anybody do in a business standpoint, you're going to have your rocky grounds. But at the end of the day, know that it's love that connects it. And then y'all keep God first. That's right. Because that's one key thing. That it's always everybody's personalities are different. Trust me, I got everybody's personalities are different for real.
Awesome.
Speaking today.
Huh?
Y'all are speaking today.
Well, you know what? Because as a woman, because I was just as a woman, when you get older, because let me tell you, when I got older around your age, trust me, I was a handful to my mama. I was. I'm grown. And probably, thank you for that.
Oh, did y'all
thank you for that. Probably still a handful. Thank you for that. No,
I was trying to whisper that.
You didn't whisper that. And I still probably, I am a handful to her because just like I said, I was a rebellious child. But I acknowledge, what I was. I was a rebellious child to her. And when you acknowledge it, and I was one of the ones that I speak my mind, I say what I say, and I do what I do. But you know what? The best thing that she let me do, I'm going to let you fall. Because I was the one that wanted to go out there. But your parents are the ones that are trying to protect you. But see, I decided, you have to understand, choice. You have choice in life. My choice was to be that. It wasn't my parents, and I wanted to start to blame everybody around but myself, because it was my choice to do what I wanted to do. So she said, you know what? Let it fall. And I did. I fell. But I fell and got back up and being a strong woman in the Lord, because that's, my mom always told me, you will never understand about being a woman until you know who you are in God. Period.
Amen. Alice Chapman, thanks for watching from
Thanks,
Tennessee.
Alice.
All the way from Tennessee. All right. In the studio again with
Deja at 8 times 2.
8 times 2.
All right.
I like how he said, hey,
Yeah. So see how God works. Our other guests, something came up and they couldn't be on, so we got this special extra time that we can spend with these two. Yeah. So
you know, but I do have an important question, because I like to ask these in the interview now, because I did. I wrote this question down for every artist, and this question always they be like, oh, it's a good question. If anybody didn't know y'all, because y'all are, to me, y'all know. If they didn't know y'all, what would you want them, like your fans, to take away from each of you? If they didn't know about your music, if they didn't know about anything, what is it that you would want them to take away about Deja, about 8 times 2? What would you want them to take away if they didn't know? If they didn't know, hear anything?
Let's see, that is a good question.
Baby.
Probably just that, you know, like I said, like we're humans just like everybody else. We're not perfect. We all have our issues.
Right.
And but at the end of the day, like I can really attest to it. Like God is somebody, like, and my relationship with Him has grown a lot stronger. And you have to, you know, just don't take what you see, like, you know, just don't take what you see, like, as something, you know, oh, she's like this, or, you know, just, I don't know, just know that we're genuine people, you know, we're kind, we're friendly, you know, we're not hateful, you know, that's just probably what y'all didn't know me, you know, I'm funny, you know, I'm cool, I'm somebody you can talk to, I'm a good listener, you know, we're just regular people, and, you know, that's what I can say, you know, pretty much anybody, you're friendly to me, I'm friendly to you, like, I consider y'all my family. That's right. So, that's right. Yeah.
Exactly what she said. Exactly what she said. And with our music, we are a fun gospel / hip hop group. We do a lot of fun music. You know, like, you don't have to, like, use like all the bad things in life like into your music. Like, you can have fun. Like, you talk about positive stuff. You know?
Music is the way we express ourselves.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of which, when you're not doing music, what do y'all like to do? You like to play video games?
I know,
What you doing?
Yeah, well, I got both PlayStation and Xbox, and if we not having fun, we're still working. Like, we've been in a couple movies, and speaking of movies, I actually got a movie called Harvest coming out pretty soon.
Come on and promote that.
Yeah, it's about how, like, they was harvesting, like, kidnapping kidnapping black folks and harvesting the Oregon. So yeah, y'all gonna have to check that out. Y'all gonna yeah.
That's awesome. I like that. You play Madden?
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna try you out. I'm gonna try you out.
You don't want to do that.
I know. Look at him. You don't want to do that.
See, that cold on that. You play 2K?
Hey, all I can say is I teach my son-in-law a lesson every weekend.
He taught me, and I took over. It's GT.
Yeah.
You know, I have brothers that actually travel to the tournaments.
Yeah.
And then
big time.
yeah, because my younger brother actually got to finals and lost, came in third one time. Yeah. So that's all they used to do.
Yeah. See, the advantage that young people got over me, they can move their fingers fast.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all about the adjustment.
Yeah, once they learn that, you know,
I can do it.
yeah,
Talking back.
yeah,
I can do it.
yeah, they know how to do all that
See,
stuff.
I was more of Chung-Li, you know, like, you know, when she was kicking, that's all I knew. But you know, they secret moves, you go back, say that. I'm like,
I said, that's all, but yeah, I can't do, I can only do one thing at a time. And once you stop that, then the game is over. I can't do nothing else. So, okay, well, that's good. That's good. See, that's what everybody needs to hear. You can have fun and be a Christian.
Yes, right.
It's no problem. You can have fun and be a Christian. I don't know what that thing got out there with Christianity is boring.
Boring.
I don't know what I'm having a ball. I really am. You know, we're all human. You know, of course, you have bad days sometimes. Where you know, you got to pick yourself up, like you say. And, and it's the ones that fall and stay there.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and build a house right here. I done failed now. You know, but you got to get back up and keep it moving. And you know, God knows we're gonna fail. He sent the only perfect person.
Right.
You know, so y'all just keep doing what you're doing. We're gonna get into another song here, which is that was our theme song for a long time.
But I'm gonna sneak my giveaway because this is what I know. I'm gonna sneak it in because this is how I do it. So anybody, the first person to give me their Cash App right now, I'm gonna go ahead and send you some money.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and this is crazy because, you know, when we do live, when we're actually doing live, we have maybe a handful of people. And then when we post it, then it'll be like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So you're going to get 1,000 Cash Apps.
I'm gonna get 1,000 Cash App.
Yeah.
So the first person to send me their Cash App is the first person to jump on there and send me their Cash App.
All right. Okay. So y'all that's listening today,
Y'all better hop on there.
y'all got the first chance before we post this. You know, so, you know, if you do it before the end of the show, at least we can announce before the show's over that it's over and somebody already got it.
Yes.
So go ahead and post your Cash App right now. Miss Ro got you.
I got you.
All right, next up.
Push
the devil back.
What's your next?
If y'all see it before I do.
If only I could dance. I know I took myself off the screen because I want to make sure that they're on there. So I want to make sure that y'all see what you're talking about.
Hey, Damo. Hey, Dwayne. Hey, Alice. Send those Cash Apps in. You're going to get some money.
Cash App. Well, she didn't have no pollution, so let me send my Cash App.
I know, right?
Oh, you too late. No, you didn't say nothing. No, you didn't say nothing.
Y'all know it ain't got this. Y'all know it ain't y'all.
We did our disclaimer at the beginning of the show. I didn't hear that.
No.
I didn't hear that one.
Hey, right.
Huh?
Co-host came in.
Yeah, he
said, let me send my Cash App.
And hopefully they still going, you know, because Cash App had a big what you call it, hacking. They had a big hacking.
Did they?
Yeah, a lot of people shut their Cash App down.
Are you serious?
When was this?
About 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I don't know. I just got
Yeah, they got my wife, I think, for $1,400. Yeah, she got it back. She got it back from the bank.
Good.
Yeah, but it was like they had hijacked the.
Did she have a pin?
Nah.
Okay, see, yeah, because it's security, that's why they tell you if you have a pin. Like, I have a pin set up, so whenever I send money, I have to use the pin. To get that, to put in before you send. It's a security thing. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, because before I send, because like that's how I paid my I paid my brother or whatever. And before I send money, I have to put in the pin, or otherwise it won't send. Right.
I don't know what you came to do, but I came to praise the Lord. You feel
So I'm gonna go back later because I know they go later. If I don't see no Cash App, I'm getting on there. Is there anybody? Watch from Tennessee. Nope.
If you are watching live on Facebook,
I'm not gonna say anything.
send your Cash App.
Y'all let me know.
I was going to help him out, but I ain't help him out.
You ain't gonna help him out?
I don't see one.
Think about it, email.
You good?
Thank you.
You might better keep your money today. They gonna be sending it on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gonna be sending it Monday.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time when everybody out and about. Yeah. The money will be 1,100 views.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nice day. I saw everybody at the park.
If nobody do it, then we'll announce it maybe a day ahead of time. Next time, tell them that there's a special gift coming.
We are back.
On the Simply Inspiring Show.
They didn't hear you, Miss Ro.
We're back.
Yeah, they didn't. I didn't have your mic back on yet.
You did that on purpose.
Probably, I don't know.
You did that on purpose.
I was just pushing the other back. You know that song is probably heard all across the nation, if not the world now.
Oh, wow.
You know, so that song is
We love it.
now who wrote that?
We love it.
Oh, we right.
I mean y'all did it together.
Y'all write all y'all music.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's right. That's good.
See, that's a talent right there. That's a talent right there too. You know, 'cause, yeah.
That's Terry. That's why I was like, when do they sleep?
Yeah.
At school, they got work. They write music. When do they sleep? They doing movies.
They on.
What's your average?
They
What's
playing
your
Madden.
average
They on PlayStation.
What's
they
your
on
average
Xbox.
sleep? What's your average sleep rate? 2 hours.
You'd be surprised. I actually get it in.
You get
Because time management is crazy.
Okay, good.
So you be like this. Oh, let me get up.
Anytime, free time, that's usually what I'm doing.
Sleeping, right?
If I can learn time management, that's one thing I always pray about. God, please give me time management because this is really, really getting crazy. You know, 'cause speaking of movie, I want to go ahead and send a shout out to Win TV in Connecticut, public TV out there in Connecticut for playing the
Thank you.
No One Is Left.
Yes.
You know, that blessed my heart when I got that message that they were playing, my movie out there on regular TV. You know, I thought that was amazing, and I'm hearing that it's going to be playing in Massachusetts coming up either next week or the week after next. So
Very proud of you.
yeah, you know, so shout out to cast and crew and Simply Inspiring team, you know, for all that y'all
Yes.
do, and you know, again, that's not my movie. I just, you know, my name is on it, but that's a group project with everybody, and I am on part 2 now, so I'm writing that right now. That's what I'm like. I'll be like, 15, 20 minutes and I'm done. I gotta go. I gotta get some sleep. I'm going to bed. You know? Yeah, so it's kind of tough because I got 3 grandkids that stay with me. You know, I have to do the grandpa thing. You know, they come running around. I said, nah, let me stop. Let me go spend a little time with them. So I like, God, please help me manage my time where I don't have to go get these grandkids just because they in the house. Yeah, so you know, they're a blessing, and you know, then working and man, how do they do it? I'm like, man, this is awesome. It ain't. You know, y'all ain't tricking us. Y'all ain't like 2 sets of twins.
Right,
it's
right.
another
They
one
got
of you.
doubles, right. They got
It's only 2 days, right? All right.
Doubles?
Okay. I'm
No
like,
doubles? Okay.
yeah. Okay.
No stunt? You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, I don't know if it's going to happen today, but they dance really, really well.
They do.
Yeah, they dance really, really well. I wish Michael Johnson was in here because he tried to dance with him last night. And then somebody commented it looked like a broke robot or something. Somebody, I can't remember what they commented. Yeah, it's like a drunk robot. I can't remember what they said.
A broke robot.
Yeah.
So what grade are you in now?
I'm a sophomore in 10th grade. Yep.
A sophomore. What color is your hair?
It's blue.
Yeah, it's like a mix of colors. But
It's
supposed to-
periwinkle.
Periwinkle.
But yeah.
Do you ever braid it?
Oh yeah, I actually had it braided last week. I'm gonna braid it this weekend, but I just want the little break.
Okay.
Right now, so
I like it.
yeah, it's different. So
And I remember when my hair used to be thick like that.
Right. I'm over here like he got more hair than I got on my whole head, but I just weave in. But it's okay. I ain't gonna hate on you. I ain't gonna hate.
Yeah, so that's good. That's
No, I'm just saying if you press it out, he got that.
Right.
Yeah.
Link to it. Oh my God.
yeah, so
You got some long hair.
I like being different though.
Yeah.
I don't plan on cutting it either, so I'm just gonna have to.
He's gonna let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
It's there, so it's gonna keep going.
We'll keep going.
Right. If I knew back then what I knew now,
Yeah.
it might be this little thin hair I got, I'd have kept it growing too.
I know Dad was an old pressing comb.
Right.
I used to put that hot comb in my hair. Now, man,
Oh, right.
I hate that did. Now I got nothing with it.
Right.
That's all on. You know, all the Jerry curls. I had big long Jerry curl back in the day. I know, right? Yeah, I had big long Jerry curls back then.
Terry, I can't see you without that.
We gonna have to do some throwbacks.
I put it on Facebook a couple years ago. I gotta go find it again.
We gonna have to do some
He said the
throwbacks.
Jerry.
Yes, it's my high school
Yeah.
senior picture, 1981. I got a big old curls down
I was just born in 1981.
there with my three-piece suit on. Man,
I missed that era. That seems like a really good, a good era to be.
yeah, it was cool until people start getting mad and you sit on the couch and you leave the little stain on the
Stain on the
back.
Just let your soul
Hold on for a minute. Let me get a towel for you.
I know, right?
Get the towel behind your head.
And you know when you had to pop your collar up.
I know, right?
Yeah,
You flip your hair back and the juice would just be all on your chest.
everything.
That's so glow.
A plastic bag.
Right.
Yeah, put the plastic bag.
Go to sleep, man.
Yeah,
Right.
plastic bag.
America's so glow.
Man, I tell you,
That's the reason why they was putting plastic on furniture. I understand now.
yeah, that age right there.
That was the good old days.
I mean, because the Jerry curl was gender neutral.
Yeah, right.
Everybody had it.
That's right.
Yeah, you know,
So that was true on that. Y'all.
On that show.
yeah.
Y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. So Robert Townsend came out with this one. And dude, so if you didn't put the juice on it, his hair got dry. He said, "Give my activator, give my activator."
Yeah.
So it was dry up like that.
Yeah, you had to hit it again.
That's crazy.
I'm telling
You had to hit it again.
You had to keep hitting it.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Hit it again.
I don't know how many members only jackets I messed up. Y'all remember little
Yeah,
members
this is only-
with the
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
stamp.
You had a Jerry curl?
Girl, I'm their age.
Yeah.
See, she's the one that cuts up every week. Yes, yes.
See, when I
And it was long.
when I was in fifth grade, I had platform
Right.
shoes. You remember the platform shoes? I know you remember the platform shoes.
The Michael Jackson jacket.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, so
Yep.
well, it was crazy back then. You know,
It was fun.
it's that all that stuff is gone. I didn't keep any of that stuff. So I'm not saying my memory's on the jacket.
Cause it's
I
all
still got my jacket. I might have my jacket.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I really had.
I
I love
appreciate the
jackets.
music that came
I love
out.
jackets.
Right. Yeah, the music came.
I got jackets.
Y'all style back in the day.
Yeah, the style was pretty.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
You know, a lot of styles are coming back from back in the day. You know, just like prime example, Champion. Y'all bring it back. Champion was in Walmart, y'all, back in the day. Champion Champion is like $100. It is. Champion was in Walmart. They bring it back. Fila out. Puma. They bring it back. Look, I saw if y'all bring back British Knights when I was in elementary, we're going to have some
British Knights?
BKs, okay?
Right.
If you bring back British Knights, you know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you, the dude that's on Shark Tank, if you bring back his FUBU, it's over.
Oh, boo-boo.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
that's
no,
what we grew up.
that's-
You can't
yeah,
rock no boo-boo.
For us buyers.
Buy me some boo-boos with my
I was all right. I'm gonna get you some boo-boo.
That's it. I'm just saying they bringing back a lot of stuff that was in Payless, that was in Walmart, and selling it for a lot of money.
That's right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cause I have a whole closet full of what they call snapback hats. Yeah, you know, and that became popular here. I guess maybe 3-4 years ago again. I'm like, man, you know, my son.
You living on a legacy right now. You know what I'm saying? Go sell it and be about $300.
I got a bunch of my son was wearing them for a while. You know, so
He's like snapbacks. Whoa.
Yeah, and I didn't know what he was talking about. You know, hey, where you get all these snapback hats from? I said, what in the world are you talking about? I didn't have a clue what he was talking about. Then he had to go show me. All these hats, right? He said these are called snapbacks.
Yeah.
I said, oh, well, yeah, I got a bunch of those.
Oh, wow.
I still got all my comic books when I was about maybe 11, 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
I got a whole box full of comic books.
I like that too. I like keeping memories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, Marvel will be a lot worth something.
I got a Marvel and DC. I got.
You know,
I can take good care of them. So it's probably not worth much money. I took mine out the plastic and read
We're gonna go around the room. What did you like to collect when you? What did you like to collect?
I liked Michael Jackson stuff. Believe it or not, I had three, the black contractor bags full of Michael Jackson stuff, and probably gave it away like 15 years ago.
Really?
Three of the big. I was fanatic.
No wonder why she had a Jerry curl.
Okay, I love some Mike. So it was ironic that when we were out in Vegas last year, I got to interview Mike's dad.
Yeah.
He passed away, 2 weeks or so after that?
Yeah, Joe Jackson.
Remember, he was at the Stellar.
Yeah.
Boy, that scared me.
Oh,
What?
man.
Oh, okay. I'm like, with my trumpet?
Right, Mike
What did you collect? I collect a lot of stuff. I collect shoe boxes. I have a whole lot of books. I like shoes.
Love them.
I like just memories. Like I got stuff from kindergarten, pre-K. I got my essays I used to write. Like I collect everything because like memories. I don't know. Something about me that like memories is just like important to me. So I want to be like this is what I did here. You know, I record everything. I take pictures of everything. So like I really collect my life.
That's
pretty much.
Love it.
Y'all be surprised what I collect.
What you
Probably not.
Right.
Well, back then I collect basketball cards. So like all my album of basketball cards was set up by the teams. So it would be like the Lakers back then. She had the Supersonics and everything, and Chicago Bulls, even like Allen Iverson, everything. But my cards are put up like they're at my grandmother's house. But the thing is that I also collected stuffed animals, and I collected treasure trolls.
Oh yeah.
Treasure troll.
Yeah. Now, like, check this out, though. Y'all trying to be funny now. Like, with my treasure trolls, it was something serious about my treasure trolls, okay? So, I gotta tell y'all this funny story. Treasure troll got me one. It was a precious one. My mama bought it. I was like, oh, I want that one. Like, it was the grandpa one. You know what I'm saying? The hair was sticking up, gray, black. For real. So, you press the little belly and be like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Listen noise to me.
anyway, so it was sitting on, I had my treasure troll set up in my room, and one day I came home and his hair was cut.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's tragic.
I was crying. I took the treasure, look at the haircut.
That sounds like a sibling thing.
And guess, my little brother that cut.
That's a sibling thing right there.
My little brother said, I went in there and said, like, why did you cut his hair?
Oh, my
I
goodness.
mean, he had a low, it wasn't like this, it was like, I was so sad. What do you collect?
Okay, disclaimer, okay?
Disclaimer.
Okay, so about like in 3rd grade, we used to have like the show and tell stuff, and then somebody had brought like a rock, and it was so, like I thought that was so cool. And then like beside my school, it was like a big old, like it was just a pile of rocks. So I just went over there and started collecting
Just picking up rocks.
No, it was like they was real cool. So for my birthday, my mom I said I really like rocks, so she got me like this little rock machine, like it'll like perk them up, and make them look like real cool. But my dad, he would always get mad because it was so loud. Yeah, but that's what I was fascinated with, rocks.
So he might be into mining.
They done ruined it for me now.
They done ruined it.
Again, I'm done with the
They
rock.
was
I'm like, out of everything you could be like, like, you want rock?
He said,
No, I'm trying to
go give me another rock.
like it was cool, bro. Like,
Everything. You want rocks.
like I found it was like y'all know like the Grady Encounters and stuff. Like those, I found a rock. It looked just like that. It was so cool.
I'm gonna buy you a rock.
You already know.
You already know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Y'all can have that.
look at that.
Come on.
Right.
I think I still got that little McGrady and Rock. I'm gonna find it when I get home.
For real?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You never know with them rocks because you know what I'm saying. I used to look at rocks and they be having like sparkles and stuff on it.
That's what I'm talking about. Exactly.
Every year, because I be like, this is worth some money, like for real.
Oh,
Exactly.
Look at it.
This is my time now.
Yeah.
Well, we out of time, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us on the Simply Inspiring Show. If you're on Facebook, y'all stay there because we're coming back. But we have to be respectful of our radio
Yes.
host time and keep the show at an hour. So,
Yeah.
so y'all, I guess y'all have to hear the next time that they're in studio with us because it won't be fair unless they're in here with us. So, next time. So until then, thanks for joining us, and we're gonna let everybody have a chance real quick on saying goodbyes, and we're gonna close out with an artist that was supposed to be here today, Tamaya J. We're gonna close out with her.
Okay.
So we'll start down there with Miss Dave, and we just start closing us out.
Just thank you for tuning in, everyone. Thank you.
She said thank you.
Yeah, I can't get my thoughts together that quick. He caught me off guard, actually.
See,
He caught me off
yeah.
guard.
My turn.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank y'all for tuning in. You know, this stage is always a family here, so I want to thank y'all for having us. This was a great talk. You know, we talked about a lot of important things, and I hope y'all are, y'all could relate to it because I know it definitely helped me, so I know it should help y'all too. So, I hope y'all have a great day. Follow us on all our social media, Deja10X, and he'll tell his later, but
Yes. Y'all know me. Hey. Have a great week and be blessed.
Oh, well, always keep God first. As my sister said, y'all can follow me on social media at 8x2. That's ATIMEZ2. Go check out my sister's single, Push My Pen.
Yes.
I believe it's on all social. Right?
Yeah.
It is. And y'all can go check out our CD, The Most High, our gospel CD, The Most High on all platforms. Once again, have a great day. It's your boy 8x2. Yeah.
All right. Until next week. Signing off, and come back next week. We'll be talking to Ernest Pugh.
Yes.
And as always, peace, blessing, and love right from
the Simply Inspiring Show.
Yay. Yeah, that caught me off guard. I'm
I was waiting for his election.
Everybody do that.
All right, Facebook. We know most of y'all can get this later on in the week, so
You didn't get no cash out.
So
Y'all ain't get no money.
so
Right.
so we're gonna. Well, you gotta figure out how you're gonna do it.
I'm just gonna go back and see.
We're not gonna figure it out. I can't give away your money.
No, I'm just gonna see who the person that put in the cash app.
Yeah.
Whoever